Applications shall be submitted in English language via the GEMS platform within the deadline set in the call announcement. It is the lead applicant's responsibility to verify the compliance of the submitted proposal with all program and call requirements, including the respect of administrative compliance criteria. After the applications are submitted, the procedural rounds of selection starts with the administrative compliance and eligibility checks, which include the financial capacity of private lead applicants, for all applications. The bodies in charge of the administrative compliance and eligibility checks are the Joint Secretariat, who carries out the assessment on behalf of Monitoring Committee, the national authorities, which are involved on the competence of assimilated partners, the Monitoring Committee, which is in charge of the final decision on selecting the projects. The aim of the administrative compliance and eligibility check is to verify the administrative and eligibility compliance with the requirements set in the call. Administrative compliance and eligibility check criteria are of a knockout nature, thus shall be clearly answered by yes or no. If only one of the mentioned eligibility criteria is answered with no, the application has to be rejected as ineligible, unless the failure of the criterion leads to the ineligibility of single partners and the general minimum requirements for partnership are still met by the proposal. Only information provided in the application form and related annexes included in the GEMS platform shall be subject to the assessment. It is the responsibility of the lead applicant to check the uploaded information and the coherency of the application form and its annexes before finally submitting the proposal. Program authorities shall not bear any responsibility for missing or misleading information causing the rejection of the project. During the administrative compliance and eligibility checks, the managing authority and/or joint secretariat may contact the lead applicant if additional information and documentation is needed to clarify or demonstrate the fulfillment of some of the eligibility requirements. In these cases, the lead applicant will have 5 working days from the request for clarification by the Joint Secretariat and/or Managing Authority to provide the necessary information and documentation according to specific requests. The result of the administrative compliance and eligibility check shall be communicated to the Monitoring Committee for approval. The list of validly submitted applications is published on the program website, containing some essential information. Lead applicants of ineligible applications shall be informed by the managing authority. In particular, project applications submitted within the call shall fulfill certain formal and administrative criteria, here listed. Submission and completeness of the application form. General call requirements. Eligibility of lead partner. Eligibility of project partners. Annexes. With investments. Cooperation criteria. And finally, horizontal principles. The financial capacity of private lead applicants is verified by the Joint Secretariat during the eligibility assessment. In case the lead applicant is ineligible, the project proposal shall be rejected. Only the applications that pass the administrative compliance and eligibility check will continue the procedural rounds of selection that includes different steps. The quality assessment, and, only for applications recommended for funding, the assessment of the financial capacity of private partners, and the state aid assessment. The bodies in charge of the quality assessment are the Joint Secretariat, who carries out the quality assessment, financial capacity of private partners and state aid assessments on behalf of MC, national authorities, involved in the check on the infringement ex Article 258 TFEU, for projects which pass the quality assessment, and the Monitoring Committee, in charge of the final decision on selecting the projects. The goal of the quality assessment is to provide the Monitoring Committee with an overall picture of all relevant information on each application, to allow its approval or rejection. The quality assessment is based on 2 different sets of criteria: the strategic criteria and the operational criteria. The main aim of the strategic criteria is to determine the extent of the project's contribution to the achievement of program objectives, including contribution to program indicators, by addressing joint or common needs of the program area. A special attention is given to the result-oriented approach with clear demand for visible outputs and concrete results. The following criteria will be used for this stage of assessment. 1. Cooperation character. 2. Project relevance and strategy. 3. Contribution to program's objectives, expected results and outputs. 4. Partnership relevance. The operational criteria assess the viability of implementation of the project proposal, its value for money, in terms of used resources versus expected results, as well as the communication approach. The main aspects which will be assessed are 5. Management. 6. Communication. 7. Work plan. 8. Budget. The financial capacity of private project partners is verified by the Joint Secretariat only for project proposals recommended for funding. The explanatory document concerning the assessment of the financial capacity for private lead applicant and project partners is available in the program website. The private partners not fulfilling the financial capacity requirement will have to be replaced during the condition clearing phase. Experience and competence of the replacing partner will be duly and thoroughly checked by the Joint Secretariat. Furthermore, only for project proposals recommended for funding, the Joint Secretariat will assess the respect of do not significant harm principle and verify state aid compliance through a dedicated assessment. For detailed information on the approach followed by the program with regards to state aid, please refer to the specific chapter in the Program Implementation Manual. The state aid assessment is performed on the basis of the information included in the application form and may lead to conditions to be cleared during the condition clearing phase. Each quality assessment criterion is assessed on the basis of sub-criteria, with each being scored from 0, not present or missing, to 100, excellent, so as to have a final score in the range of 100. Moreover, the weight of the strategic assessment criteria and the weight of the operational assessment criteria. The strategic qualitative aspect will be given priority over the operational one. Therefore, if the proposal does not reach a minimum threshold of 42 in the strategic part of the quality assessment phase, the Joint Secretariat will not proceed further to the next assessment criteria. Moreover, only applications that score a minimum of 18 at operational criteria may be proposed for financing. After the closure of the quality assessment and state aid assessment, each application shall get a final score. The applications will be ranked by the Joint Secretariat. The ranking list will be divided in applications approved and financed, applications approved and not financed, applications not approved. The ranking lists are then delivered to the monitoring committee of the program, which is responsible for the final decision.